Hi YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So in this video, we are completing the fully painted Steam team, and I will do a separate video kind of talking about my Thomas Wood collection separately and all the engines I've collected so far. But for this video, we are taking a look at the, I think, infamous, the least good version of any of the main cast from Thomas Wood, and that was Thomas Wood James, the fully painted edition. Let's see if this one can save the absolute disaster that was the previous one. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Let's take a look at the most sinful of all Thomas Wood models, which was the James. I really didn't like it. It had a really bad face. So how does this new one stack up? Let's take a look. Front of the package is the same. Interestingly, even though I bought these all from the same place, the back package is that international packaging, which doesn't have the extra blah blah, which I think is sad. I've already talked about that. If you want to hear my thoughts, talk about that. That's the teen video. I talked about the lack of the bio. But yeah, interesting because I bought them all from the same place. But anyway, let's open him up and take a look at James. So the first thing I have to say about this James is he definitely looks, from a first impression, much nicer. That red really does pop. It's really exciting. It's nice. Let's do the quick 180. He's still got that weird face, and I don't know what it is about it. I just really don't think it looks like James. I think the proportions, something about it is wrong. I think his cheeks are too puffy. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. It just doesn't quite look right. Given how good the other faces look for the CGI, I feel like the James is a missed mark. But anyway, it's sad. It's like the Trackmaster Thomas just looks so bad, and all the other engines look pretty good. Anyway, you got buffer detailing on the front here in black this time. You can see here we've got, yep, relatively the same details on the side. I think we'll have a dual click comparison come around. Yeah, he's got all the right bits and bobs there. You can see again the paint for the cutout, which, you know, by now you probably realize I don't really like. I think it's weird. You can see James underneath with the pin. Cool. Come to the tender, and it's just like Gordon's. It looks really dumb. Really, really dumb with those black things in the corner. The rest of it is okay, but those black things in the corner just look so bad, and these lines also just look super weird. So there's that. Let's do a comparison then to the original unpainted James, and just do a quick eyeball the detail. So interesting that this James had a red buffer beam, this one now has black. All right, do they have the same face? I think, yeah, it looks like it's the same face. Yeah, I think so. Again, you can see James's couplings are starting to go a bit weird and that flaky. Okay, this is interesting. So we've actually got the gold lines, which weren't present on this one. We had the silver, but not the gold. So that's nice. I'm glad to see we've got the gold added in, including for the whistle. But sadly, you can see they've just dropped the definition on his wheel arches. Is gone. He's got the black parts here. But it's just totally disappeared the outlines. Whereas Gordon's, they had the outlines on the printed in black. And this one, it just, like, that just to me looks, this much looks much nicer. I'm like, oh, I know what this is. That just looks super weird. Like, that looks like it's a mistake. Like, there's something that was missing from this print. But my understanding is it's correct. So that is unfortunate. I think the line is weird now. It's like kind of sitting in the middle, whereas this one had the black line and the red line. Yeah, I prefer the lining on this one. And then again, obviously that part is there. Yeah. Compare the tenders really briefly. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Definitely prefer the black on the bottom for the tenders, but yeah, I think they're both ridiculous. That's, I think, all I can say about the tenders. They're both very silly. Yeah, they're both very silly. So in summary then, what do I think about the repainted James? Look, the face is still not my favorite. I don't like it, but you can see just from this comparison that the fully painted one really does just, it jumps out at you. It screams James Red Engine, whereas this one I think really didn't have enough red on it for a splendid red engine to make sense to me. So I much prefer the paint job on this one. I'm glad we've got the gold. I'm really disappointed to see that the wheel arching, which was done very well on this one, has kind of gone a bit weird in this version for whatever reason. And the tender is the tender, and they're all very bad. So again, if you pick this up at the recommended retail price, which is, yeah, £17.50 is what I paid for this one. So yeah, about 30 Australian dollars. Probably not worth. if you can get it for about 20, then I think that's a good deal. Obviously, unless you're a collector, which if you're watching this video and still trying to get Thomas Wood, you probably are a collector because it's so hard to find. Your average person isn't just going to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to go down to Woolworths or Big W or whatever and buy some Thomas Wood today. Like, no, if you've got to want this stuff to buy it these days. So you probably are a collector, in which case, if you want to complete the set, by all means go for it. But James is still now my least favorite of the Steam team, I think. I really don't like, or him and Toby are a race to the bottom on which one I like the least from the Steam team, and that includes Nia and Rebecca in terms of the Thomas Wood designs. Anyway, that's enough from me. Make sure to do all those cool things you do on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, blah. And I'll catch you next time. This is all we've got time for. It's XtremeTrainz.